that cumulative exposures, one on top of the other. So I get a little bit of atrazine and I get a little bit of metsulfuron methyl in my diet or my exposures. And why aren't we seeing class-based regulation to look at the total exposures?
Well, I think it's inconvenient. I think it's challenging. I mean, we're still, I would say that we are still struggling to evaluate one chemical at a time, right? I mean, we don't even do a good job with that. If you go back and look at chlorpyrifos, for example, uh, that was based, the approval of chlorpyrifos was based on a single study, and they used the wrong statistical analysis. Leanne Shepard has said if they had used the correct one, it may not have even been approved. Now, what I find so striking is that now let's go back and look at something like chlorpyrifos or glyphosate, which had two studies that it was based on, its approval was based on. So now what happens, the way our regulatory system is set up, is now that these have a golden seal of approval. It takes dozens and dozens, if not hundreds and hundreds, of laboratory studies, many of which might show it's toxic, and dozens and dozens, and maybe hundreds and hundreds of human studies that uh, primarily show it's toxic before you're going to overturn those very small, very inadequate approval studies. The system is set up to make it easier for industry to use chemicals. It's not set up primarily to protect our health. And at some point, maybe it's going to require a crisis like the thalidomide crisis. The problem, of course, is we're seeing that. 1 in 5 deaths around the world can be attributed back to pollution and toxic chemicals. But because these are slow moving epidemics, right? It's not like COVID or measles. We don't see them. They come across so slowly that we begin to think that they're inevitable, even normal. But things like lung cancer, coronary heart disease, both the leading causes of death around the world, those used to be rare. But now they're so common, we accept them as inevitable. The
Yeah.
price of living longer, which is absolutely not true. The story has been uh, uh, woven for us, and too many of us have accepted that story.